I think the thing that really started it was a trip to Sauter's Museum with the kids
Okay.
back in early 80s. And I saw a lot of things there that I remembered as a kid. And I'd made comment to a boy that was sweeping the floor that I'd never seen a museum like that. And this kid said, Grandpa says they'll always have the dress that the Queen wore, but they won't have the things that the common man in the Black Swamp used.
Okay.
And at the time, we had a lawnmower chainsaw business.
Okay.
And that made me start thinking, so I started saving them.
Okay.
I've diminished.
Okay.
We had over 300
Okay.
when we moved here, and I pared it down to about 150.
Okay.
And then it was a year ago Christmas. I found somebody that wanted 75 of them all in one chunk, and I got rid of that. So
Okay.
I still buy them once in a while, but
Okay.
it's kind of hard to find the things that I like now.
Okay.
I'm down to 80 something.
Okay.
I'm not sure. The first real chainsaw was in 1920.
Okay.
One that you would recognize as being a saw. Anyway, it had the basic components, the bar, the chain, and so forth, and it was electric. And it weighed, if I remember right, it was 80 pounds for a 2-foot bar, 90 for a 3-foot, and 100 for a 4-foot bar. They didn't use them in the forest. It wasn't until Andreas Steel chainsaws, came over here in the 20s and took a couple of, Charles Wolfe actually was the one that made the first saw, and he took some of those back to Germany and basically copied it and put a motor on it, a gasoline motor. Really, they didn't get started on a big scale until the late 30s, and that was in this country, and that was out in the Pacific Northwest. And then, of course, when the war broke out, it started in Europe, but Canada was part of the Commonwealth, and they said to heck with patent rights. They took the steel chainsaw into their shop and made bolt-for-bolt copies, and soon after we did too. Farthest I've been was Nelsonville for the Paul Bunyan show a couple of years ago. We usually go to Plain City and Van Wert and Wapak and up to Sandusky or Gibsonburg to the scrap meet, places like that. There's actually 1 or 2 shows you could go to every weekend in the summer, but we're getting to where we kind of pick and choose. They're engine, tractor, antique, that type of thing. And I usually end up out by the sawmill because that's the guy that got me the log that we can cut with. You know, it's a history lesson. If anybody is interested, can't help but teaching. If they ask me a question, they better be ready for an answer, I guess. Bend their ear.
I heard that.